Is it on?
Francis, will you please tell us about your father?
He was a brilliant inventor and a good father to his natural children. He was my creator, but not my father. I never knew him well.
Bullshit!
I'm sorry.
Bullshit!
Fascinating.
Francis was easily father's favorite. I mean, it's quite obvious. His real family wasn't good enough for him, so he created Francis, his ideal son.
I was a spare time project. Father only came
Oh,
to me.
Francis, you were his full-time work. You meant more to him in a real family.
Oh, so I'm not part of the real family
Not
then?
who's been through this before. You know, I'm okay with knowing that you were special to Father.
Listen, boys, if anyone was the outcast of the family, it was me. When our mother died, I was left with two self-obsessed men and this thing. You guys came out in the workshop for days at a time.
I never had anything to do with that.
Oh, please. You tinker, Francis. You're either lying or forgetting. You only stopped when you got weird at puberty.
Despite your personal attacks, Lois, I agree on your point. Francis, if you want to play this game, I'd have to say it was you that was Father's favorite.
What?
Yes! He spent years in the basement making you. You!
And you will never understand the damage that that man did to me.
Oh, poor baby. Did Daddy tweak your ball bearing?
Boys, I think that we can pursue this vein of discussion at another time. Lois, will you tell us about your mother?
I'd rather not. I mean, I'd rather not bring her into this. She was a good woman. She died young. And she has nothing to do with his problems.
Well, of course, that's quite true, isn't it?
Oh,
Francis, do you remember your mother?
she's not his mother!
I'm sorry.
She's not his mother! She took care of him, but we, Peter and I, we were her children. We grew in her room and we nursed at her breast. She just oiled him!
Oh, that's harsh. Deliciously harsh. And Francis, how do you feel about that?
Well, I loved our mother, no matter how Lois may have interpreted our relationship. But she was distant, absent from my...
Absent? She was dead! She could hardly help that!
Yes, and if Father hadn't neglected her the way
He
he had,
neglected her!
I might have had a meaningful relationship with Mother.
Crap!
The lack of which I feel has contributed to my difficulties relating to women and ultimately my romantic and sexual troubles.
Your sexual troubles?
Go on!
Father created me as a man. I'm not ignorant to the sexual pleasures of human experience. I had needs.
Well, tell us, Francis, as a robot.
Synthetic being.
As a robot, what do you need sexually?
I need intimacy. I need connection. Well, I have pleasure senses. I have desires. I have fantasies. Tell me, Peter, have you ever been with a partner and not been able to, get it up? Well, I can never get it up. I don't have one. I'm not the type to discuss my sex life.
Oh, you have no trouble talking about your sex life if you can come.
Oh, my God. If we're going to do this and sit here and discuss all your trauma, then we need to discuss my trauma as well. Because when I walked in on you with that vacuum cleaner...
You see how these two treat me, Doctor? And when I'm not the enemy, I'm ignored.
Oh, but explain how the world's not revolved around you!
I'm just curious if you three feel this way about each other. Why don't you just go your separate ways?
Well, the state considers Francis a possession which I inherited from father. Thus, I am legally responsible for all his actions. The general public just doesn't understand him. And I'll admit, I don't even understand. I hope we can clear that up here. Suppose what confuses me, Doctor. What I'm confused about, Francis, is these feelings you have. You're a synthetic being. Where do these emotions come from?
I have been an outcast my entire life. And not for the usual reasons like shyness or awkwardness either. If I wasn't born with emotions, it was the rejection I experienced that created them. You two complain about not being close with mother and father, but at least you were the same species. I have never been accepted by a human. Doctor, did you know that in high school I was voted most likely to rust? Well, I suppose that's better than being voted most likely to drown in a toilet. So, or most likely. What again you were most likely to do?
I don't remember.
I have had to explain and justify everything I have ever done because I'm a synthetic being. Emotions can't be quantified as the good doctor would tell us, and even I don't understand everything Father created in me. You know, life is a mystery.
And maybe Father could clear up some of that if you hadn't killed him.
That was an electrical accident.
Oh, sure.
Our brother is also a compulsive liar.
I'm not. My wiring was never that reliable. It could happen again, you know.
There are numerous reasons why the court required you to come into therapy. Your father's death was one. The fraud, the aggressive and erratic behavior, the multiple personalities, the public displays. And, Francis, there was your suicide attempt.
Ah, that would be attempts. Plural.
You find this human.
No. It's used to it by now. What's it been like? 7 times?
9, Peter. 9. I can't asphyxiate, starve, or drown. I can't be crushed, shocked, or electrocuted. I let my generator shut down. They turn me back on. I stick my head in the wood chipper. They put me back together.
Oh, that's interesting. They put you back together. Peter, do I discover a little hidden love for your brother?
No! Our father thought he was God, as evidenced by this wonderful creation that sits here before us. The father left detailed instructions for our care of Francis. In this case, I agree with Francis. Keeping him in good health are an infringement on his rights.
Thank you.
But I do also think that father also saw the family dynamics and resentment that we, Lois and I, harbor for Francis, and saw how easy it would be to make a robot disappear.
You've thought about this, haven't you?
In great detail.
All right.
Father left instructions with his lawyer that if Francis were to prematurely deteriorate, that I would be cut off from the family inheritance.
Just you, Francis.
Father and I both noticed that Peter was unusually friendly with Francis leading up to his early
You have no way to back that up.
Oh, please! How else do you explain a synthetic being getting his
Oh, here we go again. This count as another personality. For sure, to say the exact same thing. I was saying about Francis. Now she accuses me. Francis himself maintains that each decision was his and his alone. Right, bro?
Oh, you practically admitted to attempted murder!
This is the first time I tried to kill myself.
You cold-hearted, self-centered beast!
I kept this so-called family together. He's made it perfectly clear that I can't leave him unsupervised. I'm still trying to deal with the incident at the zoo. Remember the monkeys?
I remember the monkeys, Peter! Do you want to sit here? Do you want to ask where Francis gets his notions from? Well, I want to know where you get yours from, Peter. Because you can sit here and spit out all your little insults and put downs without any remorse! Oh, the real rule was shut up!
We've all had a night for one day.
You smell it. I agree. So I'll give him a heads up. Father's never quite figured out how to make him any fun.
Can't believe how awful he... God! We have been
You take a lot of these thought and creative techniques. I think I can save this family. We will have to take a head-on approach, old school style, lots of psychotherapy. On your way out, start with Victoria and set up bi-weekly, no, make that tri-weekly sessions for the foreseeable future. I think Francis will be one of my most difficult projects. Yes, I think Francis will be an absolute gold mine. Oh, yes, it is the definitive source on robot psychology. I'll be only too glad to endorse a copy for you.